Well, well, well. Welcome to another episode of
Where I can top my knee. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Kevin, and we are a boys love podcast that talks about our fave shows and all the press and mess around them. And Jonathan, do we have a lot of press and mess?
We have so much
this week. Woo,
Oh my
so
God.
much. And it's all surrounding the boyfriend and his man. Well, almost all, right?
Almost.
Anyway, it is hot, but we're going to run straight to word on the tweet.
Word on the tweet. Okay, this week it's stacked. I
Ooh,
mean,
stacked.
We'll see. We'll see.
It is stacked like a good pair of beep beep.
Oh my God. Anyway, first we're getting into GMT announced that, since Chimone stepped down from Perfect 10 Liners, Santa's gonna take his place. It's kind of crazy. How do we feel? Can you see Santa and Perth together? They both usually play the more dominant top role in their ships.
You know what? I'm gonna be one of those people. I'm gonna say, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I want to see what happens.
And we know Perth and Shimon, both of them. I kind of like their chemistry together, but they also have been the type who have had very short-term ships. So I'm pretty sure in the future Shimon is going to be paired with somebody else once he goes through all his treatment and all of that. But let's see how
this just needs to be a solo girl,
Yeah, maybe he needs to be like Mark or Neo, where they just hop around.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Shimon needs to do. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
But I don't have any. I know some people are like, oh no, not per Santa. Oh no. And I'm like,
I think
y'all
people
need
just
to calm
love
down.
Santa and Coolheart, and people
Right.
really love that ship.
Right.
But Santa, I want him to stretch out and branch out and see what else he can do.
Right.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, and Coolheart, kind of
as
hops
well.
around too. He's not tied to one ship because he has a real boyfriend in real life, I guess. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do?
You didn't know that about
Right.
Coolheart?
No, I did not know. Good for her.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways.
What else is going on?
Oh, we screamed. We screamed. This dropped oh my God, on Friday.
Pancakes on my plate on a Sunday morning at brunch deep in New York City. That's what it was like, okay?
Which is, MewTyler.
Yes.
MewTyler, y'all.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Speculation over.
I love how we were just talking about this a couple episodes ago too. We were like, oh, they're getting a little clingy again on TikTok. They're revealing a little bit more.
And now they
dropped
clinging
this
together.
Yeah, it's confirmed. So they guest starred on Go Natty Dreams YouTube channel. It's kind of like a little, not carpool karaoke, but it's kind of like you interview your guests as you're driving. And they went on as a couple. They talked about how they met back in college when Yu's name was New, which I did not know.
Oh, so that was a minute ago. That was that just when he was on Tarn Type?
Maybe before Tarn Type.
Ooh.
They said they met 10 years ago.
Yeah, so that was
wow.
that was ways back.
Yeah. And they talked about, their long distance relationship until it went to New York. How Mew was crying because he couldn't see him off at the airport. Real cute. And I mean, we saw the rest. We saw what happened afterwards. All the sneaky visits
sneaking
to
and
New
freaking.
York. I mean, they talked about how their main thing about each other, they love that they have similar interests. That they both love to travel.
It's
and that's
very
what they're
clear.
doing now. They're in Malaysia right now, right?
No, they're in Mongolia, or they were in Mongolia. Now they're in China.
And now they're in China. Girl, they're all around the world. And they'll let you know 2 weeks later. They're
Right.
oh, by the way.
They weren't fooling us. Like, we
They
had
really
our
were.
antennas up for like months.
People
Like,
were doubting us.
so
People were
now,
doubting us.
let me tell you something, because I told you just, Jonathan. I know
What?
for sure I am
That there are
pretty
others.
I'm pretty much the Miss Cleo when it comes to gaydar,
Oh
okay?
my.
Because for the longest time I thought I was wrong, for the longest
Mm-hmm.
time. And then all the people that I thought that were, had a little bit of sweetness to them, they
Had a
all
little
ended
sugar
up
in their
coming
tank.
out 3-5 years later. And I was like, I was
Mm-hmm.
right. I was right. I was right about Lance Bass. I was right about Mew and Tool. I was right. I love how I continue being right. So
Oh my god. And maybe we'll be right in the future about other things.
we
And other
probably
people,
will.
other
We probably
ships.
will. Because there's
Mm-hmm.
one other ship that I'm still clocking, and we've said it many times before. Earth Mix. They cannot lie to us. So, okay.
But the
Anyway,
main thing about the mutual thing is, they were happy that they got to announce it on their own
I'm
time.
happy they did too.
Yeah, they didn't like really succumb to the pressure. They were just like, they're 30 years old. There's nothing to hide. They're too old for this. Like, there's no reason to shy away because fans and ship wars and
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
In society.
Yeah.
So,
And you know what? One thing that I wanted to mention as well too, which this is where I'm going to be a little messy, but in a good way, because I want to see MewTyler together for a very long time, and I'm going to follow them and everything and be their biggest fan because I love a real life ship. I live for it. Okay. But I think this is what I think. I think Max, because remember, Max Tool was a thing, right? And we know Max is straight, or maybe bi, but at the very least, he's straight. I feel as if Max has been a really good friend to Tool, and is still a good friend to him. I'm 100%
I know they
sure.
they just had that fan meet in Japan.
And you could
They
tell,
like kissed in that fan meet too.
right? And you could tell Max is 100% supportive of his friend. And anytime I see them together, you still see their chemistry, but
Yeah, like that's never going away.
that's never
like,
going away. And it's just such a pure, like, brotherly kind of friendship. And I just love seeing it, and that's what I feel as if every queer person, if you're going to have a straight person as a friend, they need to be really down, like, for you, like 100%.
They need to be a ride or die for you like
they
that,
need to be
yeah.
ride or die, because it's tough out here, okay? Especially if you're a queer person of color, it's tough, okay? And then for Mew, I low-key think maybe Gulf
I don't
knew
know
about
what you're
this,
saying.
and that kind of was what ended the ship.
No, the ship is that they just, I don't know. They probably had some kind of falling out too.
I'm pretty sure
Or
it might be
something.
rooted in that. I mean, it's the same way
Or I think
about.
Gulf just did not want to be a part of it anymore.
I think it's that too. I think it's Gulf's personal stuff where, he's like, I'm kind of over being shipped, because,
Yeah, it was his
those
only,
fans
like,
can be
BL
ruthless,
thing.
Um,
Yeah.
but also I think that might have been part of it too. But that's just me. Similarly with
Not you
Mike
throwing
and
out speculation.
similarly with Mike and Top Tap.
Similarly with Mike and Top Tap, we'll never know what really happened.
We will never know what really happened, but at least one of them is gay.
Oh, Mike, for sure, like 90% sure.
Yeah.
Like he's very
and one of them may
he's
be
very
caught
queer coded on
feelings.
Instagram.
Yeah, one of them may be caught feelings, and that's probably was what ended that. And that tension, as we know, even on camera when they're acting together after whatever happened, was very tense. Like, we could all see it. And I'm even surprised that they even let some of these shows continue when the tension was that thick. So,
they fully milked it. They fully milked it. Yeah.
What else do we have going on? I know we got another little treat up in there.
Oh yeah. Anyways, I need. we went all over the place with that MewTyler thing. But.
Yes, because we're so excited and extremely happy.
We're so excited.
Like,
but we do have a
happy.
special message from one of our faves. So we could play that right here for y'all.
Yes.
If Kevin Jonathan. Thank you so much for your support and like my series. I hope to see you soon. Thank you.
So, a little background. On Friday morning, we both, Jonathan and I, we're already having a good day to start off with. Like, my Friday was starting off really on a good note. And that just made my Friday even better. And I remember both you and I were like mad texting each other, like mad in a good way, not a bad way, because we don't have negative text between us, unless we're talking about some crazy fans saying some crazy stuff, you know. But other than that, we were both like, oh my gosh, did you just see what dropped in the right can top my knee? Like, and then we each got it individually too on our personal ones. And
it was a beautiful little present from our favorite.
Yes. And you know what? Miss Claire, she got it. She did it. She sure did.
She did that. Happy belated birthday to Claire.
Yes, happy belated birthday.
She gave us a present.
Yes, and gave us a present. Definitely, she is a true baddie, okay? She almost outbads me. So.
Oh my God.
But Claire, we can't wait for you to come back to NYC. She's currently in Thailand doing some work on some of y'all's favorite shows. So as soon as she's back. But it was great to wake up to that, to hear Banks say our names. He knows we exist.
Right, knows we exist. Knows that we're watching Sunset Vibes right now. Yeah.
And it's a vibe.
It is a vibe.
Yes. Anyway, speaking of vibes, we got a new show alert. Oh my gosh, Jonathan, the one thing that I know has been bothering us is now we have too many shows. I don't know what
we're still drowning. I caught up this week a little bit though.
And there's more coming out later. Like more. But we're just gonna
4 minutes comes out like next week.
Oh my gosh. 4 minutes, and then there's at least 3 that I could think of right now. But you know what? We're not even gonna say them. We're not gonna say them yet.
We're not gonna say them.
Yes.
We're gonna say what's already out and that we've tapped into.
You're right. Century of Love came out last week, and that is a Dow Off-Road show, and we haven't seen them since Love in Translation, which, you know, that show is definitely a hit for us. We liked it.
That was really good. You know, it was a little weird in some moments, but it was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked
was loving that like makeout scene in the convenience store.
Yeah, in the storage room. Or in
they
have
in
one
the
in the storage
in
room
like the aisles.
and one on the sales floor.
It was iconic.
But one thing we noticed about Century of Love is some of the sets, not sex, sets.
with the T.
With the TS, okay? Yeah, they have not, you know, gotten too freaky deaky yet, okay?
Oh my God.
So,
yeah, V's room in Century of Love is the same room that was in Only Friends and Not Me.
Yes.
You know what? Whenever I see those wooden doors, I'm like, I know where this is.
Right.
I know where this is.
And then I think we speculated that building might be also where Memory and a Letter might have also been shot too.
Oh, for sure.
Because it kind of looks like it. The theater.
It feels like an old building.
Yeah, it looks like it has to be at least the same building, at least. The theater. The
theater where Miss Girl got shot in the first episode.
From Man
That looks
Swong.
like the set of Man Swong, yeah.
And then the convenience store from Love in Translation.
I know, he's right where he started.
Right. I was like, here we go again. He's repeating a role.
Did they use that convenience store for City
show?
of Stars? I'm trying to think. Maybe not.
Maybe? No, they didn't. They used a different one.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, though, I think the one in City of Stars might have been the same one that is in Wandy Good Day. Maybe. But I could be also wrong. But, anywho.
But this show's pretty good. I like it. I mean,
I do too.
Supernatural. It's, you know, another, like, kind of destined lovers as reincarnation. It has some silly moments where he turns into a little kid.
I just hope the show does not become unserious. Like, We need them to really stick to what they're doing because so far it is pretty good. So we need them to stick to that. If it becomes unserious, I'm going to be upset because that would be a lost opportunity.
I don't think so, because Dao is acting his little booty off.
He is.
His face. He's like acting like the grandpa that he is, like the 100-year-old man that he is.
He is.
It's really good.
Yes, he's such a curmudgeon, like in like a late 20-year-old's body. You know, it's so funny. And then Meet You at Blossom or Meet You at the Blossom.
Meet You at the Blossom. Yes.
I saw the first episode, and you saw the first 2 minutes.
I saw the OST. That's what I said. And I was like, oh. I'll give it a.
I'm gonna give it one more episode, and we'll go from there.
I mean, I usually love all these like Chinese wuxias. I really like. I love the Untamed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can watch the Untamed a billion times.
But this is definitely not the Untamed.
I mean, well, this is a way to, it's like a Chinese drama that's being done by a Chinese Thailand production house. So they're trying to skirt around censorship and actually show like same-sex love and like we're gonna get a kiss scene. We're gonna get like a spicy scene.
Right. That's why I'm gonna give it at least another episode. I mean, it's a little uncanny. I'll say that so far.
Uncanny.
And I don't know if it's uncanny in a good way or not, but it's uncanny.
I mean, I'll take a peek. I'm excited to see more.
Yeah.
I just need to catch up on what I'm currently watching.
Oh, Lord, we got so much going on. Actually, you know what? I meant to say this. I'm going off script. Okay. So, FYI, y'all, I'm scared. Have like an agenda, not like a written script, but an agenda.
We have notes.
Like, because we have notes, we want to make sure that we're saying the stuff we want to say, but I'm going to slightly go off script. Do you want to propose that maybe we have our listeners, as part of feedback, give us little reviews on some of the shows they're watching? Because we're at 15 shows on our rotation, y'all. 15.
Oh my. Yeah, let us know. Yeah, let us know what's good. Let us know what we should be really talking about.
Yes.
The hot shows currently.
Yeah,
because I think we're trying to watch everything, but
our brains are fried.
Yeah, we can't fit it all.
Yeah, we can't fit it all. So please, 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 you're listening, you're watching shows, give us recommendations of shows we should talk about and maybe watch. And you know what? We'll probably watch them. We're going to try to prioritize things based on what you all are watching. Okay. But also we're still going to give our recommendations as well too. So we want a little bit of that so then we can not spend even though ideally if it paid the bills, we would spend our waking lives watching BLs for real. Like we would totally do it.
Someone pay me to watch BL, please.
Yes,
I would love that job. Where's that job?
That job, listen, we would be the happiest people on earth because we're like, this is all we got to do is eat and watch BLs, and then talk about it on the podcast. Listen, that's great.
A dream.
With that said, we got an announcement. Oh my gosh, y'all. So yesterday, Jonathan and I went to see A Balloon's Landing, which was a part of the NYC Asian Film Festival. And we have decided that we're going to have a special bonus episode to review the movie. We were thinking about putting it on this podcast, but we got something bigger to talk about, okay?
But there's so much to talk about. Yeah, we just can't fit it today.
We can't fit it today. And I would just say a little plug. We're not getting paid to do this plug. I wish we were, though. But if you are in the NYC area for the next couple of weeks, if you're here now on vacation or you live in NYC, you can check out their website for the NYC Asian Film Festival and see all the films that are currently screening. I think the last day of the film festival is like July 28th. And there's films literally every single day, starting today, which y'all are listening on Tuesday, the 16th. Starting today, it actually started last week though, but check out all the films. Main reason why, because if you're a BL fan, there are at least 2 BL actors that you all are familiar
having like
with.
A panel.
Yes, that are physically in our presence. Okay.
And I wish we got tickets for it, but
I know. So Bilkin is here for a film that he's in, which those tickets sold out very fast.
Immediately.
Because I know, Jonathan, you were trying to get them for us, and then they were just gone.
I know. I really wanted to see his movie.
Me
It was
too.
called, like, How to Make Millions from Grandma or something.
Something like that, right? And
I really wanted to see it.
Bilkin was in I Told Sunset About You, which I still say is the best Thai BL of all time. 100%. Like, it is just done so well. And so far, I have not seen a BL that tops that one at the moment.
Honestly, that's still my favorite ever.
Yeah, and it's just so good. So if you have never seen I Told Sunset About You, you need to watch it immediately because it's probably the best one. And it will really, that is like the standard that I feel as if every BL should reach for. Talking to some of the bad ones that we have seen.
Oh my
God. And then Non-Cool is going to be there.
For the movie Operation Undead.
Yes, which I'm planning to see with somebody. I haven't figured out yet
It's
because
like
I don't want to go by
movie.
myself. It's a zombie movie. Jonathan doesn't want to see it because he doesn't like scary things, but I do.
I'm not about that life. But I would. I mean, part of me wants to go just to see Non-Cool for the panel.
You should do is suck it up, Buttercup, and come with me. You know, you can bring Steven.
Just wait
so
for
if
him.
you get
Just
scared, you can just hold on to Steven because you're not going to hold on to me. And
I'm holding on to Non-Cool. So I can be like, oh my God.
And then
I Feel You Linger in the Air was best show of 2023.
Yes, and that was what Non-Cool was in. And it was a really good show, especially if you love a good period piece. And you know I live for a period piece. So anyway, we're going to do a review of A Balloon's Landing. It'll be coming as a bonus episode at some point. We haven't decided.
At some point. We want to let everyone else see it first.
Right.
Because I don't think it's out yet.
Yes.
Online, at least. You know?
Yeah. It just came out internationally yesterday. So, yeah, we'll wait a few weeks or so then people get a chance to see it or whatnot. Might be even later than a few weeks. We'll see. Now, the creme de la creme of today.
The creme de la creme. Oh my God.
We got to get into the boyfriend child.
Oh my God. I love how nobody expected this to pop off this hard.
It popped
off. We're all like, oh yeah, the boyfriend's coming on. Oh yeah.
It popped off like a fresh cherry, man. It really did.
Not a fresh cherry.
It sure did. It popped all the way off. It really did.
So, the boyfriend.
Yes, so this is our kickoff for our bonus recap of The Boyfriend. We have decided, and y'all voted in too and said we should. So thank y'all for engaging with our little vote. And also someone slid into our DM asking us to do it too. So we're doing it. This is the kickoff on this episode. And then moving forward, every Thursday, starting this Thursday, we're going to drop bonus episodes of us reviewing the show and recapping the show. I believe they're releasing X amount of episodes a week, like last week.
Yeah, I think
they started off with
last
3.
Last week was 3 episodes. This week is another 3 episodes. The next is 2, and then another 2.
Okay, so we're going to have...
it's the end of the month.
Right, and we're not going to do one per episode. We're going to do per block of what was released. So, yeah. So if y'all have been... First of all, if you have not started watching that show, you need to get your life and get into it.
It's on Netflix.
Yes.
Get into it, please.
It is on Netflix. Comes out on Tuesdays. The show is lit. It's so messy. And everything that we want in a reality show. So,
I mean, let's name off all the housemates.
Yes. So, you already know. He's on the top of my list.
I'm like, he did not come in first, but go off.
He did not come in first, but Taehyun, baby. Everything about him, all of my boxes checked off. Handsome, in his 30s, talented, multilingual, has an arts degree.
Yup, he's a designer.
Yes, he also oh my gosh.
He also saw our stories.
He saw our stories.
He knows us.
He is all about social justice. He's all about using pronouns. He knows how to give a good intellectual read. Everything about
he's number
him.
one. Like, that's everything you want in a man. Like, come on, y'all.
Everything.
And he's not getting enough screen time in this show.
No, and if he does not end up with a man from this show, I'm available.
Oh my god.
Okay? I am available. Okay? If you want, actually, who wants a green card from this country anymore? But if you do, slide into my DMs.
He don't need you. He don't need you.
He does. He does, and I need him. We need each other.
Oh my god. So Taeyeon, he's Korean and Japanese, right? Or
yes, he was born in Korea.
Born in Korea.
Grew up in Japan. Speaks Japanese, Korean, and English, as far as we know. He might speak more, but he speaks those 3 languages. He went to Pratt.
Yeah, he went to Pratt.
Yeah, so he was a New York
he's been to New
girly
York.
for a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's, how old is he? Is he 30?
He's 34.
Oh, he's 34.
He's 34. Yes.
I was like, oh, I forgot to put their ages. Yeah, he's 34.
Yes. So he is 34. The next on the list is Dai. Dai was the first one to come in into the house, I believe.
Yes. I think Dai 22?
He's very young. And he
does not look his age though.
He looks a little older, but in a good way, not in a bad way, you know. And he's a cutie pie. Like, there's a cute demeanor about him.
When he came in, he felt like, oh, I was like, who's this cute boy? He was so like quiet at first, and that is not who he is.
At first,
like I was like, that is not the same person I saw at the first 5 minutes of the show.
I mean, well, we can get into it in a little bit.
We're going to talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll get into it a little bit.
He is, yeah. I don't think they had like a occupation. Yeah, he's just a college student, I think.
Something like that, yeah. Right. But
something like that.
But he's cute though. He has a great natural tan. Like, the darker the berry, you know, as they say.
Oh my. Anyway,
Ryota.
I really like Ryota.
I do
hope
too.
He ends up with someone
as
too.
A friend.
I think. Oh. Come on, friendship. Come on, friendship.
As a friend.
I think Ryota said he was.
He's in his mid to late 20s. I forgot how old he is.
He's 28 and he's a model and a barista.
He models?
Yes, of course. Look at that face. He just gives off model. Like, okay. I thought he was mixed at first too, but he gives off like New York Fashion Week model with his like lanky, skinny body.
Okay. Okay. But I knew he was a barista. That part I knew. But okay. Gensei, who is a hairdresser, and I think he's also like 28 or 27 or something like that. Or is he in his 30s?
Gensei is 34.
Okay, so he's the same age as Taehyun. Okay.
Yeah, he's a makeup artist, hair and makeup artist from Taiwan.
Ah.
I love how, like...
So wait, he's like a Taiwanese guy?
I don't know. It's like, maybe it's another one of those, like, just born in Taiwan, but he's ethnically Japanese, you know?
I don't know. Or it could be the other way around, because Taiwan is pretty mixed, because it was... because you have those who are native Taiwanese, then most of the people are people who came from mainland China. Then you also have when Taiwan was a Portuguese colony and then later a Japanese colony. So there was a lot of mixing happening in Taiwan. So I don't know. Who knows? But I like Gensei. He's, you know...
Well, he's cute. I think he's really cute.
He's a cutie pie, and, you know, there was a time that he got really vulnerable, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
I really want everyone to, like, really have their moment of shine. But
yes.
We'll see. We need more episodes.
We do. Coming out out on Tuesday, today.
As you're listening to this, you can watch the next 3 episodes. Yusak. Oh, I was gagged. I did not know this man was coming on.
Go-go dancer.
Our gorgeous go-go dancer who needs 6,000 yen worth of chicken a day
to turn into a chicken smoothie. I was turned off by that. I was like, you look good, he needs 2,000 but that's kind of where it stops. Like,
that's crazy.
I mean, boiled chicken in a smoothie.
Boiled chicken. You probably put some other stuff in it. Has to be.
I think it's water. I think it's water and chicken.
And water. That's crazy.
And I don't think he even puts any seasoning in it. That's the worst part.
I mean, you don't want that whatever seasoning to I don't know.
I
Take away the flavor. You're just trying to chug
it's
it
like
real
just get
fast.
whey protein. Like I just
It's not as efficient, maybe, or maybe he's one of those like organic, clean girlies, straight from the source.
I was
Chicken breast.
disgusted because that stuff looked like throw up.
Well, he looked good for 36.
He
He
does.
looked built as hell.
But I look good too for my age.
All right, come on, go-go dancer.
But I'm
Or
not
go-go
go
Kevin.
dancing nowhere. I'm going to my sofa. That's what I'm doing.
Oh my god.
And then Kazuto, who
I know Kazuto. He again, no screen time on the show. What's
because
going
he's
on?
busy running like a restaurant.
He said he works. Yeah, but he said he works at nights. But then he's never here during the day either.
Yeah, I'm
So
like,
maybe
I
he's
guess he
sleeping.
has to prep too for the restaurant, but still, it's like, sir, what are you doing?
And maybe he prep. No.
He probably is.
Yeah, he is a Japanese chef.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. Like Taeyeon and Kazuto, and maybe Shun are like my 3 favorites.
Kazuto I like because he's good looking, he cooks, and he cooks for everybody, and he wants everyone to be able to eat and enjoy their life and all of that. Like he's, I like him. He would be a really good boyfriend, for somebody. But also he needs to show up a little bit more. Like, dude, where are you? Like, come on. Like, I'm hungry. I need you to show up.
No, I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and he needs. I wish. I mean, we'll talk about more. So
Yeah.
the next person is Shun, which everyone's obsessed with. Everyone loves like a brooding kind of
A tall, young,
character.
tender. That's what he is. A tall, young, tender.
Not like tall young tender.
He is. And I think,
I mean, he came into the house mad as hell, unimpressed.
yes, underwhelmed, unimpressed, and unbothered.
As he should. I mean, you said as he should, yeah.
As he should. Like he came in, and then now, as you know, he has this street thing going on with somebody in the house. And what a messy, bumpy street thing it is. Potholes and
my
everything.
God. We'll talk about it more.
We will.
But all right, so at the beginning or maybe middle of the 3rd episode, we got
hello, we gotta talk about Alan.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
at
yes.
the 3rd episode, Alan comes into the house because he wasn't there at the beginning,
That's right. Like,
and
he
Alan
messed
is the
things
one
up.
that really stirred the pot.
Oh, he did. That Brazilian man, he's a Brazilian Japanese guy. He came in and created a mess.
29-year-old Brazilian.
Mm-hmm.
Works at an IT company. All right.
And I love me some Brazilians. Brazil is like one of my second homes. I love going there.
Ooh.
Brazilians are a lot of fun, and you can tell he brought. Not saying that
He
things
did
were
bring the
dead
party.
in the house because they were pretty
It's
lively
because
before he
everyone's
got
so
there.
passive.
Right.
They talk about it. Everyone's so passive.
Right, but not Alan.
And he came in. Yeah, he came in. He was like, "Give me a hug." Like,
Yes.
everyone get up.
He was hugging people, and when he hugged that one person, which we'll get into in a little bit,
No, we should just talk about it. No, we'll get into it in a little bit.
we'll get into it. So let's talk about the setup of the show. So for y'all who have not seen this show, what are you doing with your life? Get into it. We can't repeat it enough. Get into it, okay? But for you all who have seen the show, you are up with the tea. You have had your coffee, but not from the coffee truck that they are running. Even though we
my
wish we
God.
did, child. So
Yeah, so the goal of the show is they're gonna live in this house for all these boys. They're gonna
For a
live in the
month.
house for a month,
mhm.
and they're all gonna at like 2 people at a time work at this coffee truck together. That they name together. What's it called? It's called Boys Love.
It's
Boys-
called
Boys Love Coffee?
Brutiful.
Brutiful. But Boys Love was one of the options that Shun gave, and I was like, all right, come on, BL Lover.
Right.
BL Lover.
Yes. But Brutiful.
It's called Brutiful.
Yes. And they have to run a coffee truck to earn discretionary income while in the home. They're not making that much money from it. It's like $10 to $30 a day. So not a lot.
Because they can only because they have an allotted like income that they have to share every single day together, which is 6,000 yen,
Yeah.
and they can't go over.
Right.
But that's that's not that much money for.
Right. So it's enough to
boys.
get some groceries, to kind of cook some stuff. I'm assuming they're also probably using their own money. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's
if
what I'm
production
saying. I'm like,
is
that's
providing
that's
stuff
hungry
too.
boys.
Yeah.
All these muscly men, and they're running on like $40 worth of
Well,
groceries.
some of them are muscly.
Oh, most of them are. We saw the little beach frolic.
Some of them are muscly.
Anyways,
they also each have their own room. So, which is a little different from his man, where
you have to share,
where some of them are
bedrooms,
sharing
yeah.
and some of them are not. And before we even get into the details of the boyfriend, let's take a little minute to talk about his man, because we know everybody who is watching the boyfriend more than likely has been watching his man too. Anyone who's a BL fan has been probably watching both. And by the way, his man 3 is available on iQiyi. It comes out 2 episodes a week late on Thursday night, so we typically watch it on Friday because it comes out like at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. It's hard not to compare the two.
It's really hard not to, because they're both gay dating reality shows that are both based in East Asia, and both are messy in their own way. More particularly, let's talk about what has recently happened in his man, because I don't know if we have enough time to go into what's happened in the past 8 episodes.
There's so much to talk about. Yeah, we have to squeeze in both these shows at the same time.
Yes.
Dating shows in general.
Yes.
But his man, yes. So different from the boyfriend. The boyfriend, they cut off like conversations kind of midway. You don't really know what's happening. Because they can fly through days, while his man, you really sit there through a whole conversation. And we saw that in this latest episode of His Man 3, where Yeonjun and Myung-kun were sat for like 40 minutes of that episode was just them hashing it out outside.
Child. And if
how do we feel? How do we feel?
So I guess we got to give a little background on their relationship. For people
we don't even know that much, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. So based on what we've seen on the show, and we have our speculations, as being queer folk, I think we can gather what happened.
We can infer that they had a little
right
fling, a little on and off during COVID.
But what I want to get into, though, is for those who have not watched the show. When so the original 6 of the show, Youngjun was a part of the original 6 that came into the house. Younghyun came in the next day into the house with Hanmin. And when Myunghyun saw Youngjun, you could tell there was something awkward between them, because Youngjun pretended as if he didn't even know Myunghyun. Then we find out.
The talking heads, they were like, we know each other.
Right.
Why are we pretending that we don't know each other?
Right. Then we find out they know each other, and then they dated. And we don't know how far back they dated at the time, but then later we found out they dated years ago. And we find that out in this last episode that it was a long time ago. So
I mean, is it that long ago? I mean,
if it's years ago, that's a long time ago.
It was COVID.
COVID feels that's still a while
right there.
Ago.
Still.
Like, there are some COVID relationships that I've had, and also
that you would call ancient now.
I wouldn't say ancient, but it was years ago. So it's like, to me, if you had some kind of thing with somebody and it kind of fizzled out, that's just what it is. There's no need to try to rehash it, try to go back. It's like it's pretty much dead and buried. And if you want, and if it wants to be resurrected, it will resurrect itself. And
I think that's what I think. Maybe it was spanning like a year or two, and then in the end kind of just fizzled out, and they just never met up again.
Right.
Because Yeonjun didn't want to meet up. He was kind of over it.
Yeah, and
was like slowly kind of cutting him off by not responding.
Right.
And Myung-kun just was like holding on to something.
Yeah.
Holding on.
I think there was also a miscommunication.
He would respond.
On
yeah,
both
they both had
parts.
different communication styles.
Right, because Youngjun, and this is what kind of irritated me about him, which he did, was Youngjun, all he had to do was say, you know what, I need some space. I need X, Y, and Z. Like, he should have been very clear about where he was feeling. But instead, he was just leaving him on red, which that could mean anything. Somebody could have stolen your phone.
I
You
know,
could
but
have
get the hint.
you could
Girlies
be
posting on stories and shit, answering your DMs.
right. Like it's just
Time to block.
it's just really really weird, you know. And I don't like it when people do that. It's like just say, you know what,
Yeah.
I'm through with it. This is not what I want to do anymore. I'm good. Like say something. But the fact he didn't say anything, of course, Young Kyung is going to kind of make up stuff in his head because that's all he can do. But Young Kyung is a whole mess. Drama queen.
He's petty. He's just being petty.
So
He's
petty.
mad.
Because it's kind of like, okay, he left you on red, and also this was years ago. And
I mean, we don't know how. It looks like they like. It was kind of on and off because they like he would follow him and then kind of unfollow.
Yes, but it's kind of like, you know,
kind of keep tabs on each other, but like
not really.
I don't know.
And it's kind of like he was
weird.
harboring whatever resentment and just never let it go. And instead of like just saying, you know what, from the beginning, this is what you did and this is what hurt me, he just was like getting jealous, like giving
he
jilted
started
lover syndrome, and then he himself not being clear, saying you just do whatever you want. You just do whatever.
I mean, yeah, like come on, we're finally at a moment to just talk it out. They could have had this moment in episode 1 and just talked it out, or been like, you did me dirty, but whatever, we're gonna be civil for this show. Right. They could have had something. But no, he decided to be petty and be like, yeah, you do what you want, I don't care. Right. You tell anyone whatever, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And then later you're gonna send cryptic messages to the whole group.
Anonymously, like, even though we all know it's
anonymous letters to be like, oh, Youngjoon's keeping a secret. He's not who he is.
Yeah,
y'all.
That's just being low down and a little dirty. Because it's like keeping a secret. What secret is he keeping?
Literally, like, and Youngjoon confronting is like, what's the secret? What, like, why are you saying? Are you, you know, slandering my name?
Yeah, which
and
he's
I'm
pretty much doing.
You now, and you're like, yeah, there's nothing.
See, and that kind of behavior.
But people are taking his side though. People are taking Myungkun's side. Just because he got ghosted, people are like blatantly like taking his side over the whole thing.
Look,
they're both in the wrong.
They're both wrong. Like Youngjoon should have been clear from the beginning, and Myungkyung's reaction is just low down. Like he didn't need to go that far. You know, he should have just been.
Like you came on this dating show. I know you see this man that you have unresolved whatever for. Use this show as an opportunity to resolve the issue, or ignore him, or ignore him,
or ignore him.
Just ignore him the whole show.
Right.
And find yourself a new man.
And you got Minsun over here who's pining over you. Like, literally. And how do you think that makes Minsun feel? Now he feels as if, like, I can't move to forward with Youngkyun because they have this unresolved issue. And then, you know, Youngjoon is
trying to... That's probably how Hanmin feels, too.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell Hanmin probably feels that way. But also one thing I love about Hanmin is... he is down with Youngjoon, okay? He is down.
He said, I can only take your side.
Like, yeah, he is down. You know, and then the worst part is, as someone, as you know, I'm a reality TV connoisseur. What's probably going to happen if they don't resolve this soon enough, there's going to be a divide in the house where you're going to have the people siding with Youngjoon and the people siding with Myungkyun. You know, it's going to be two different teams. And that's really awkward for everybody, you know. So yeah, it looks like though in a future episode, they're on the next 2 episodes, I guess, they're going to resolve it.
Hopefully. The show only has like 3 more episodes, I think. 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think it might be
maybe
4.
Like 2.5 more weeks. We'll see.
Yeah, but they need to go ahead and resolve this. It's probably going to end at the
same time as the boyfriend.
Maybe. But they need to resolve it because and I want them to have a reunion episode. I need a reunion episode because Youngkyun,
they don't do messy
Minsun,
drama reunion like America does.
They still need to anyway. I know somebody I could call, but
because last season there was so much drama and mess with the 2 Yeonjun and Yeonjin.
Oh yeah, and then there was also love triangle
with the Mingsun, and there was so much drama with that little circle, and they kind of just faked. They kind of just I don't know. They didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think in this case they need to because Youngkyun was low-key not Mr. saying that Youngjoon was being not honest. Youngkyun was not being fully forthcoming with Minsun about the nature of that conversation. Because, I mean, he was not giving Youngjoon anything to go off of.
He just wanted him to look like I feel like he was just plotting. Like, he wanted him to look like the crazy person there banging on the table. He wanted him to be frustrated.
Right. He wanted him to be frustrated.
People are now calling him out like, oh, Yeonjun looked so aggressive there. Like, imagine you're trying to have a conversation and this dude in front of you is just eating in front of you, looking so unbothered, won't answer any of your questions.
But he was clearly bothered because he broke down in the room later.
Yeah,
so,
like
plotting and scheming and plotting. You never win when you play dirty. Okay. So
he probably still liked him. Yeah, it's just unresolved feelings.
Right. Probably still
has obviously moved on.
Anywho, let's get back to the boyfriend, because now
we can't go back to the boyfriend now.
We've given the peak drama for His Man 3. What is the peak drama so far in the boyfriend? We can talk about.
The peak drama in the boyfriend is, well, the whole show is now just kind of, the first 3 episodes are focusing a lot on Shun and Dai. Because Dai is head over heels for Shun. They're both like the same age. Like, Shun is so, his character is so like guarded. He's gone through a lot. He's an orphan, grew up in an orphanage, had to rely on like terrible boyfriends. So he doesn't really trust anyone, and that's why his whole thing was, I want someone that I can marry and have kids with. Like,
he wants to create his own family because he has not had a family.
And so at first I was like, Dai is not the boy for you. Like, Dai's over here like a kind of like a not a party animal, but he seems like, you know, your typical like party boy. I mean, people are calling him a playboy a little bit.
I mean, he's having fun. You know, he's
having
what do
fun,
they call it?
But I don't think that is,
he's exploring his sexuality still.
Yeah, that's not the boy for Shun, but at least at first, you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because Dai is in a different stage in life. I don't think Dai is looking for a boyfriend, but I don't think he's ready to like get married and have kids. You know, he's not at that space. You know,
and he shouldn't be forced to do that either.
Right. But let's talk regarding that relationship. Let's talk about 2 things. The first thing is when Shun and Dai first started getting close, and I guess Dai wanted to show him some.
He was like showing him Instagram photos or his photo gallery on his phone or whatever.
Yeah, and then Shun swiped a little too far and saw more than likely a dick or a hole pic.
Oh my god!
One of the two,
That's
if not
so
both.
Awkward. That's so awkward.
So
like,
awkward.
What are you doing, boy? Hidden gallery.
Right, and it's kind of like, hello, you supposed to have a hidden gallery or something,
and it's like, y'all barely know each other. You're just getting to know each other in the house.
Yeah,
and now you're like, oops.
Yep.
And Shona was already so majorly turned off by that. He was like, oh.
He was it was so visible. His whole demeanor changed once after he saw that. And
I mean, he cried, which is like, maybe that's a little too much, but he's gone through things.
Right. Because later we did find out he's been through a lot, and it just reminded him of a bad ex, you know? And I think he needed the space to process that this is a different guy, and gay guys hoe, okay? Like, if they're
especially this young,
that young, they hoeing, you know, just like the straight guys are also hoeing, you know.
Dai might not be the boy for you,
right? You know,
at this point in time,
but they have some kind of connection that they both can't get rid of, you know. They both can't.
But yeah, it looks like
there's something magnetic.
Yeah, Shun says he doesn't like anyone in the house, but we see he's slowly opening himself up to Dai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until a certain someone walks into the house.
Yes. Like, they're getting closer, they're talking a lot, and then Alan comes in twirling with glitter and, you know,
red hair.
Should have been speaking in Portuguese by that point to really shake things up. But of course he comes in speaking in Japanese, giving everybody hugs.
Like, oh, hey, you're here too?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we know each other. And then we find out in their little interview that, they went all the way.
He's like, oh yeah, we've done it before.
Yes. Which
we've been in the DMs and we've done it before.
Yeah, yes. And this is kind of like, I really wish Youngjun and Myunghyun and His Man 3 would just say they had sex. Because clearly,
but, you know, that's the opposite. Not the opposition. The opposite of His Man. Like, His Man, it was like a unresolved breakup, and this was like casual hookup.
Right, but
hookup, staying friends afterwards.
There's no. because they keep saying they were just flirting, and they're trying to make it sound like it was
They're
kind of
lying
casual, but it
down.
wasn't.
Yeah.
It's like, no, somebody bred somebody. I know it.
Oh.
I know it. Okay, because there's no way Young Hyun is that hung up on somebody if they didn't go all the way.
Some TikToks they filmed together.
Right. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like, just say y'all had sex, okay? Y'all did it. Y'all had fun. You liked it. You wanted more. And you couldn't get any more because Youngjoon was tired. Either his hole or his dick was tired. Okay?
Oh my God. No, no.
Okay, he didn't want any more. He was good.
That's
okay?
not what it was.
So that's why I'm kind of like, I appreciate that both Alan and Dai were like, yeah, we had sex. But
yeah,
and
but
then,
it's over. And now
then
we're on
Alan
the show.
ended up getting a boyfriend, and that was it. There was nothing. They were still cool with each other. They still follow each other on Instagram, and it's nothing more than that. But yeah,
and I love that.
But then you could see that Shun was like, uh-oh. He's like, here we go again. And
I mean, I wouldn't trust that either. I'd be so like, great.
Right, because now they're in the same house. And
competition, old fling.
Mm-hmm.
The storylines are forming already.
Right. And I think in Shun's head, he's like, what if, because they suck in this house, what if they get hot and bothered and they just... Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, if you're in a house...
In the beautiful van.
Right, and it's more of like, if they've done it before and they're still cool, clearly they enjoyed it, So it's like, why couldn't they do it again since they're now both single? So that's probably what's going through Shun's head. It's like, uh-oh, now I got some competition, and I'm really trying to get with this guy. Which, with the end of the episode, it looks like Shun decided that he's not going to pursue Dai anymore.
He says that, but we all know.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens, with these next few episodes.
Editing.
Yeah. We're going to see what happens. Because I'm kind of like...
Because we already saw in the like opening OST of the show, we see them kiss in bed. We see Dai and Shun kiss in bed. And people are screenshotting that everywhere. Like, that clip is everywhere.
I want to see how nice of a kiss that is.
I want to see if any other couple get screen time in
that
show.
As well.
If this just turns into the Dai Shun show. Because Taeyeon needs a man. I want to see Taeyeon and Kazuto.
Yes.
I hope Ryota, who likes Shun right now, I hope he moves on.
Right, and realizes he don't got any. I think Gensei liking Ryota because he believed Ryota likes him, but that's not the case.
But they look so cute.
They do look cute together. I really would like to see that work out, And I don't think Usak is going to get with anybody, but that's just...
I really don't think so either. That's sad to say. I mean, there is one more person coming into the house.
Yes, I remember, we were talking about that yesterday, and I'm like, who? They're going to make it 9? So that means at least one person that's not going to be with someone.
One more person
unless they're going to make a throuple. I don't know. But...
but he's coming in maybe today's episode that's out today.
Oh, honey.
We'll see.
With this show, I have to admit, it's kind of messy. But I love it.
The boyfriend is messy, but like that's what we want.
That's what we want. We want
like
mess.
His man took a little too long to get messy this time around.
Yeah, it did. What I think we did a good covering of the show. One thing that we did forget to mention though with the boyfriend is there is a panel of commenters that they cut in and out from who give pretty much their opinions on what's happening, and it's almost as if we're watching the show with them and they're giving their perspective, which I've noticed most of the time aligns with what we're thinking, right? And
they're there to like give you someone to like kiki with,
right?
Easier.
And I feel as if almost all of them are queer, which is nice.
That man on the left, that man all the way on the left is straight as hell.
I don't know. I think he's straight.
But there is a drag個
Yes, there is a drag queen.
The other
I
guy
think one of the ladies is lesbian. Maybe the
and
other one might be
woman,
straight.
she looks queer too.
But I feel as if I feel the one that's all the way on the left. The reason why I think he might be just more straight acting gay is because he was able to clock it right away. He was like, they had sex.
Oh, I mean, he said what we're all saying.
Right. He's like, they did it. Like, come on. But other than that, like, I love them. They're actually probably my favorite part of the show, and I think that's what makes it different from
Really?
His Man 3, because His
I mean,
Man 3 were more
there's
of
no
like,
commentary, yeah.
yeah, there's no commentary. It's more of like,
But there's more talking heads there, though. Like, it's different editing styles.
yeah, it's a
Like, you
different
either get
editing
more
style.
more commentary from the actual guests talking about what happened, or you get commentary from a panel.
I just want them to do a reunion. That's all I want them to do.
Both shows need a reunion.
Yes.
I hope the boyfriend gets a reunion. That'd be so good.
Oh yes, especially then we get to see who ended up getting together, who ended up breaking up.
Yeah,
Because
that'd be so cute.
apparently they filmed the show like months ago.
They filmed this like fall last year.
Yeah, so it was a while ago. So they're not going to say anything for a while on who paired up with who, because they can't. More likely,
but
contractually, they can't say anything.
People know Die and Shun are Endgame. They're like not even. People have been snooping Instagram.
Yeah.
To like look at like photos and like backgrounds and reflections and spoons to see that they're together. Like they're dating.
These sound like BL sleuths.
Girl, when the girls got nothing better to do, when there's a new show alert,
it really
go
does sound
crazy.
like them, for real.
It's
like
a full-time job for these fujoshis.
Okay. So I guess overall, which one do we think is better so far? His Man or the boyfriend?
I have like a soft spot for His Man.
Yeah, because this is the third season.
But the boyfriend is
new.
It feels fresh. It feels
yes.
fresh. But I don't know. We'll see.
I won't say one is better than the other, but I will say the boyfriend definitely has started off with a bang. I'll say that.
Started off with a bang. Yep.
Yeah, I'll say that. And with that said, we need a bang. We need to go.
What? Y'all heard that? What?
We need to go. That is all for this episode of Ride Can Top My Knee. Be safe, and Taehyun, if you are listening and still single, slide into my DMs and I'll show you my knees, maybe more. And I won't tell nobody either, okay?
Oh my god, y'all. I hope. Oh my god.
And I'm low-key serious.
You know what? I hope the Ryan in your life can top your knee. That's all I'll say. Nothing crazy, because that was already crazy.
All right. Well, y'all, goodbye.
Bye-bye.